Do you want to be revived?
Hello everyone. Good evening. It's quite long time I'm not streaming. Um, Different reasons. I dedicated myself to some other stuff. I've been traveling, been doing a bit of holidays during the summer. So yeah, sometime I'm not streaming. Actually, a few months, but. Um, I've been doing some work in, say, the background, and we did some progress. I can show you what we did. I mean, it's not much actually, because again, I took a bit of a pause from playing Shift for some time, but I'm just checking if everything is working okay on YouTube. Is the stream live and working properly? Should be. Maybe say hello if you're there. And we should also be streaming on Twitch at the same time. But it seems to me that on Twitch is actually not live. Also, I'm trying to update our chat system. Hello Jet. Okay, so the stream is live, I guess. I'm just checking if the chat system is up. Yes, seems okay. It says there are two channels connected, Twitch and YouTube, but actually I don't see the Twitch one being up. Or it is. It is not. Maybe they changed something on Twitch because it's a long time I don't stream there. 1 second, I'm just checking if I mean, it's not so important to stream also on Twitch, but you know. Let me just log in. Okay, Twitch requires that two-factor authentication are enabled in order to stream. Aha, they changed something on Twitch. That's why. They require two-factor authentication, which probably means they need my mobile. Let me see. Setting up two-factor authentication. will be required, blah blah blah, enabling two-factor, blah blah blah. To begin setup, access your computer and your security setting page. Okay. I know you're not seeing what I'm doing, but it's just because I'm still setting up, okay? So I go to security, and then I do what? Enable two-factor, select. Okay, I have to enable the two-factor authentication. Okay. Okay, logged in. 1 second. I'm trying to go to my settings, security, set up two-factor authentication. He asked for what? He asked for my phone number. Okay, I think I can give it to them, no? I need Italy. Okay. Why? One second, boys. Huh? It's not available in Italy for whatever reason. Why Italy is not in? Okay, it worked. Enter your verification code. So I assume they are sending me an SMS or something. There it is. There it is. I have my code. I have my code. Okay. Nice. Two-factor authentication is now enabled. Okay, so considering it's now enabled, I guess I should be able to stream, right? Also on Twitch. Let me see. Aha, I'm live on Twitch as well now, boys. Okay, sorry for the slow start, but I was just checking that, yeah, everything was working okay, and also Twitch is up, so I think everything is up and running, boys. Pretty good. Okay. So let's start. Let me remove the screen and let's start. Can you see my screen? Yeah, you can. Okay, nice. So, what I've been up to in Plane Shift? Well, me and Zwei, we worked a bit on the locomotion system. The locomotion system is basically the system that allows us to have the character move better. Okay, so to have a better walk animation, run animation, jumping animation, and such. And in particular, Zoe did a lot of work on the integration of our first character into this new system, and I can show it to you. Which is pretty good. I think it's pretty smooth. One of the issues I see in the system is that is slightly changing the way the character were set up. So we had, you know, a more stiff kind of animations for the Cran, and maybe more smooth and flexible animation for the Kidukai or for the elves and such, right? So now at the moment we have one setup for theoretically all the characters. Now I don't know if we're going to stay like this. Probably not. Probably we're going to specialize again, you know. But we are moving our first steps into the new system. Now, actually, for the locomotion system, we used an existing plugin. If I search for Real Engine locomotion, advanced locomotion system, is actually this one, Advanced Locomotion System V3, which is made by not by a company, but it's just kind of a guy working on this. And he did a very nice system, maybe even too much for what we need, but we will see how to tweak it. It was featured as a free plugin for a few months ago in Unreal Engine, so we picked it up, and I'm very happy that we picked it up. So we got it for free, but I think we can probably pay also for the future versions. I think it's getting improved. So this system allows our character to move in a smoother way. I will show you here on the maps. Meanwhile, let me check also if I have the chat up so I can see what you're saying. So if we go to this demo level, we did just a demo level for the okay. There may be a bit of noise due to the yeah, there is some noise in the background in this level. So actually these are 4 characters using the locomotion system. Some are NPC, the three to the left, and the one to the right is actually our player character. So I can actually walk with this guy, and I can move. So the good stuff is that, as you can see, the animation is pretty smooth, and also if I just click briefly, or if I click quickly on a key, you see it moves is blended, the animation is blended very well, right? Also I can go, left and right like this, and you see there's a kind of a skid animation. Now the skid animation, I don't like it too much, so maybe we may remove it in the future, but anyway, it's like and then you can sprint. If you sprint, you see is pressing on, and it's right. Then we have jump animation as well, which works well, and it blends well into the environment, so it's pretty nice. So it works well. And we have also crouch animation. We also have a crouch animation. And in the crouch, you can actually move, while crouched. And as you can see, the system is pretty complex in the sense that if I move left or right, you see that the feet are like, moving in a kind of a natural way. Right? Now our character is a bit bulky, I would say, for the standards of 2019, but yeah, you can get up again. So it works pretty well. He has all this, yeah, you see that he opens the legs like he's skidding on the floor and such, so it works very well. Now, in addition to this, there is another functionality that actually I've disabled. We may decide to enable it again, which basically allows to have to have each feet track their position to the ground, and so you will see like this guy at the moment is like sitting on a flat surface, right? But in the actual full example, full system, his right leg would be touching the ground, right? I think I disabled it a long time ago, but hello Vortex. Yeah, I think it looks good, and also it works well. We had a bit of trouble actually to have this work, and I think there are still few things not working as expected, but and also he has this kind of leaning. You can lean left or right, so anyway, it's much more fluid and smooth than in the original version of Plane Shift. Okay. So I think that there is a ragdoll. There is another thing that we could do in the future. There is a ragdoll functionality. Unfortunately, it is not working at the moment with this character. I think because we don't have physics enabled. Like if I press the ragdoll, it does something super crazy like this. I don't know exactly why, but I think it's because there are no physics, so it basically jumps to the sky like a rocket. And but if I show you the original version of this, if I still have it, it could enable, a ragdoll system in a good way. Let me try. I think it's this example. And ragdoll is very nice because it allows the character to kind of fall to the ground in a realistic way, or to receive a hit maybe of something, of a projectile. And sorry, this one I already messed up. I already messed up with this one. Did I remove the mannequin completely? I think I can put in the mannequin again. Yeah, I did a bit of manipulation on this one because I was doing some tests, as you can see. Can I restore it to the original? Let me see if I can restore it to the original mesh. I think I can, because if I use here mannequin, it may work. Okay, let me try. I just restored the original character. Unfortunately, I think I manipulated more stuff. I can re-download the original example to show you. Let me just see if this guy. No, this guy is working. This guy is actually working. Hello, Soap. Welcome. But I think I butchered a bit this project. I think I butchered a bit this project to do my test. So actually I cannot show the ragdoll, but I will show you another time. But anyway, you know what is a ragdoll, right? So the ability to actually fall to the ground in a respecting physics,
Sei sicuro che la tua connessione sia all'altezza del tuo tifo? La tua squadra merita una connessione che spacca.
Welcome back, guys.
Let me see if it shows you somewhere the ragdoll. Ragdoll physics. I don't see any character falling down. Here it is. I think it's here. Okay, you see he shoots the guy. Yeah, basically the idea is that he shoots the guy, and so he puts a certain let me maybe slow it down a bit. He puts a certain pressure on the body, and so the body just is using the bones structure to understand how it's gonna flip or fall, and you see this guy shooting him again, and the body is reacting to. So we could do it with magic effects, or with melee weapons, or with anything else we want, but basically the body is reacting in a kind of a proper way to physics. So that's possible. It's not something that I integrated yet, but that's possible, and we could add it on top of what we have already. Now it's up to us to decide it, how to use it and for what we should use it, but as an additional system. Now, one of the things that were a bit complex to figure out on this system was the fact that the original plugin was designed for say a character which is made of one piece, but we had a kind of a modular character. So our character are made in different pieces like torso, legs, arms, feet, and such. The idea is that we want to be able to change these pieces at runtime. For example, to equip a different arm or to equip gloves or to change, the hairstyle, things like that. And the thing was really not working. I can show you how it was not working. It was not working like this. So we basically had pieces of the character moving and other pieces not moving properly. This was a bit like the eyes. These are the two eyes. They should be here in the head, and they are still using this different skeleton. And you can see here that like two different skeletons were used, right, to animate the character. And the issue was really not in the plugin itself. The plugin was working okay. Actually, I have to remember to answer back to the guy that was trying to help me. The problem was with our setup of the character. So when we set up the character, we have not in this blueprint, but in the I think it's in the blueprint probably. Yeah? Yes, we have this part of the setup, which is basically the construction script, in which we were following a tutorial that is actually on the Real Engine website that is telling you how to do modular characters and how to connect different pieces, right? Just for the fact that yes, we have different pieces, as you can see here. So the arms are a separate piece, the hands are a separate piece, the legs are a separate piece, and such, right? And so I was following this tutorial, well, not this tutorial, but this idea, that working with modular character, which is exactly what we want, and is telling you how to set up the master pose. The problem is that this explanation, at least for what I understand, is not correct, is wrong, because he's asking you to, connect feet, legs, hands, and, okay, he has two hands for whatever reason, to a single function, and in theory this function should put together all the pieces in making it one character. The problem is that this function accepts one parameter and not multiple parameters like this, so it was only applying it to the first parameter that is get passed by, and so the result unfortunately was this mess. So was our character not properly using two different skeletons, while now if I enable the bones, you see is one single skeleton also when I crouch. Now these other two lines at the top, I don't know exactly why they are there, but I think it's some additional bones that we don't really use in our character at the moment. But as you can see, it's one skeleton only now. Also if I jump, it's one skeleton only, while before the setup was like two different, you see that the green and the yellow, two different skeletons messing up, different parts of the body messing up. So I don't know if any one of you is encountering this problem, but if you do, this picture here on the official website is wrong. Now I sent a message saying that it's wrong. Someone answered to me that is not, but I answered back. Let me see if he answered again. No, I didn't answer again. Yeah, I posted here saying that this documentation is incorrect, if they can fix it, because I think this can be misleading to a lot of people. Okay, anyway, this is what we have been doing a bit. So now, what is the work that we have to do? The less fun part. So the work that we have to do is to think if this setup is all we want or not, and if it's all we want, move it and integrate it for real into our plane shift project. At the moment, as you can see, it's kind of separate. So I have here under my content, I have this advanced Locomotion v3, which is this plugin that we've been using. And then we have our characters down here. But I really want to be sure that this is fully integrated and I can play not only in the demo level like now, right? It is only the demo level, but I can play also the same thing in the real plane shift environment. One quirk that I've seen, I don't know why, I don't know if you can see it. So look now, it's moving okay, right? It's moving okay. Now, as soon as it does one skid, and to have the skid, I have basically to go in one direction and go immediately back. So I go in one direction, then I go immediately back. Okay, so it did the skid. It did like if it was trying to pose, right, for a second. As soon as I've done this one time, for some reason, even if I'm just moving like this and then stopping, boop, you see, it does a kind of an unwanted move. I'm just walking, I stop pressing, took, it does that thing. I don't know why it does it, but it does it only after. So I don't know if this is happening also with the original example. Maybe what we can do, you see, whatever I'm doing now, when I stop, it's doing that move. It's doing that weird move by itself. Like if it thinks that it's still in the skid, you know, it's still doing that movement while it's not. So I have no idea why this is happening. Maybe what we can do, we can check if it's still in the if he's also in the original example. Probably not. Also, the other problem I have is that I don't know if we have a latest version of this plugin, because it's very hard in Real Engine to understand the version of this thing. Because I downloaded the example a long time ago, like in March, and now I downloaded it again, and I don't know if it's the same, you know. If it's the same version, how do I know it? Is there any version information inside of this? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because let's assume that he's not doing it. I guess he is not doing it in the full version. Maybe it's my character that is messed up. Maybe it's my character. I don't know. I don't know if you want to figure it out now or later, but to me it's a kind of a, I mean, it's a bit of a problem because we don't know, because we could reintegrate it. Let me think. If I take the latest version, right? What do I need to do to reintegrate it with this one? Well, we are not very interested in the audio. The only thing I have to change, I think, is this one, which has been recreated, is ALS based character. I don't think that here we changed anything. But this one will be the majority of the work, you know, because this one will have to be merged, right, with our character. This will be kind of a big job, but we have to do it. I could take the new ALS base character, substitute it with that one, and see what happens. Do you think we should? I think we can. I think we can take this one, and this one. Unfortunately, mannequin character, I messed up with it. I really messed up with it. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to re-download. I'm going to delete this thing and re-download it. I don't know how much it will take, but I don't think it will take much. Okay, give me 1 second. I think I need to log in there. Okay, Give me 1 second because I need to check something, password and stuff. Okay. I think it's fine. So here we are in the Epic editor, in the Epic launcher, where you can download and these are all the plugins that we have. So let me create a new project. I will call it Advanced Locomotion System. Let's call it only Locomotion. Locomotion Clean V3. Okay. Engine version 422, which is the one we are at the moment. Okay, let me create this. Okay, it's very quick. Perfect. It took 1 second. Beautiful. I thought it would take more. So let's start from a clean one. Locomotion, where is it? Why is it not here? He didn't create it here? Where did he create it? In a completely different place. No. There is the SSD drive where I have a very little space. 1 second. He created it here? No. Let me move this. Let me move this here. Okay. So now we have one clean project. Right? Okay, we can check if in this project the skid is not giving that problem, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Pretty sure it's not giving that issue. Okay, so that is the original example, which is obviously working with the mannequin. So with the example level. Okay, let me try to skid. Apart from the fact that the skid's different. Okay. Now it did it. Yeah, it doesn't do it. Yeah, it just stands still perfectly. Okay, so in this example, obviously it works. I don't know if you want this thing that is kind of... Do we want this? I don't know if you even want it, but let's say that we have it, so why... No, it is perfect. In this example, it's perfect. It's not showing the problem. It's not crouching. I can show the ragdoll now. If I press X, boom. You see? This guy falls to the ground. If I fall from a higher... Oops. Can I jump here? What the hell? Okay, I can. If I jump from like... Okay. I have to press X before I do that. Oh, this jump is just... It's just at the right height. Holy moly. Okay. Okay, I did it. Okay, let me try to jump and press X, okay? For ragdoll. You see? Boom. So this is what we can enable somehow also on our characters, maybe. I don't know if it looks particularly good or... But anyway. Okay. So here it works perfectly. Now, why in our character it doesn't work perfectly? That's the question. Maybe they did an update, maybe they fixed it, maybe something, or it's just that our character is not working as expected. Maybe it's because I disabled the... I can show you also the IK thing. Yes, look at the feet. Can I go full screen in this thing? Okay. Okay. So you see that if I walk here, but I walk like at the border, you see that 1 feet is standing on the ground properly, while in our case it was just flat, you know. So because there is tracking what the feet has, you know, if he's touching something, what is the trajectory? Obviously, if you do it like here, it's impossible for him to do it because it's too far, you know. So in that case, he will not do it. But like here, it looks very natural. You see, here it looks very natural because the right leg is bent. So I think it's a nice system. I don't know if we want it or not, but do we want it? I don't know. What is your opinion? Do we need this? Obviously, it's taking computation time. So is making things heavier for our game. Now here is an example on uneven terrain. It seems to be pretty good anyway. And you see that, yeah, you see that the feet are perfectly adapting to the surface, right? Okay, so now the idea is if this example is working perfectly, why our doesn't, right? And I can show you again the skid if you want, but I think you got it. So the skid that we get is, okay, after I did this, look now, boom, you see it moves, boom, it does that. I don't know why, but maybe the older version was not working properly, or maybe I messed up something. So so how do we do this? We need to, I mean, I can try to move a piece by piece, like to move these two things, right? To update these two things first and see if it makes a difference. Let me try. I mean, it should, in theory, it should work. Base character ILS interface. If I take those two and I put it in my project, let's see if they are different, by the way. The interface is not different, but the base character is different. Okay, maybe because I disabled the IK time. Okay, let me see if this is making any difference. Let's launch again the editor. I think we need to recompile it. The plugin is called Advanced Locomotion V3. If you go on the marketplace, you can find it. It's called Unreal Engine and Advanced Locomotion. It's on the marketplace. Is this one? There's this one. Now, yeah, it's saying important is highly advised that you have a good understanding of Blueprint and familiar with how game animation works to purchase of this pack. Yeah, it's not very easy to, but I would say it's very well made anyway. I think this guy did a very good job, to tell you the truth. Did something very, very good. Okay, we launched it. Let me just see if this is compiling properly or not. Because obviously we just moved the assets between... okay, it's not compiled, but I think it was not compiling either before because there are some actions that are missing. But it is known. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. So let me try. Is if with this change, just copy those two files. Okay, I cannot move anything. What's going on? I cannot move anything. I'm pressing the keys, but nothing is moving. Interesting. Let me recompile. Let me recompile this as well. And let me open this and recompile it. It's not moving at all. It's not moving at all because it was using different controls at that time. Could be. Why we are not connected to source control? We should be connected to source control, right? Why we are not connected to source control? I mean, all of this is under source control. Holy moly. We are not connected to source control. Is it because I updated let me see if in my folders is enabled. Maybe it's just not enabled in that folder. No, it's not enabled anywhere. Ouch. Okay, let's reconnect it. Okay, for some reason it's not connected. I have no idea why. Maybe when I updated the engine version I didn't reconnect. I don't know. There is something that was not gonna. I mean, it's few months I'm not working on this, so that's the reason. So address of the repository. Okay, address of the repository. Okay, give me 1 second. I have again to show some password and stuff. So let me go into a be right back screen. Just 1 second. I need to find out, well, the address, yes, but also I need to find out my password for that because I don't remember. So the address will be this one. The address will be this one. It is my username there. But the password. I have to search for this password. Yes, I think I have a quick way to do it, which is if I connect. Which machine is that? I don't even know which machine is that. That machine. Okay, I know what is it. I know what is it. I think I have it. Okay, I have it here. Okay. Under subversion, there is PS Unreal, and there should be the file here. Okay, I found it. Okay, my password should be this one. Okay. Let's see if it works. Successful, boys. Successful. Okay, so we are now connected to Subversion. Now the point is it automatically? Why I connected to Subversion? Because I wanted to, if possible. Exactly, source control. if I do, now we are in source control. If I would like to do a difference, is it downloading the thingy or no? Okay. Yeah, I want to check the history. Where I want to do difference against default. So if you are connected to source control, which I highly recommend in case you are using Unreal, you can check in all your stuff in the source control, and then incredibly enough, you can compare graphs. You can compare graphs and see differences. Like this one has a tolerance in addition of 0.00001, so I did a small change here. So maybe there was a tolerance problem. Okay, this is very small change. Okay, and then there is another change here which is much bigger. Here it is. It is exactly our change. Okay, but there are no other changes anyway. So in reality, this should make no difference. I change a few things here. I change a few things here. Stop jumping. Spacebar. Yeah, because I kind of hard coded the controls. Yes, I remember what I did. Just to have it, to have the character move. This is what I did. Okay, it's fine. But I'm just checking if there are any other changes. But it seems that the only changes are the ones to the movement input, the movement input. So just the keys used to move. Okay, I think if these are only the changes, so in theory we could use the other one. These are the only changes. These are the only changes, very little ones, really. So this is not the problem. Okay, so let's try to substitute, and obviously nothing will work anymore if I do this, but it's okay. But we have to go through this process, unfortunately. If I take the mannequin character and I substitute it with mine, and anyway, everything is in subversion, so we don't care. We can at any time, go back and okay, I replaced it now, and I don't know if it will automatically update. I don't think so. It will be too smart if it does it. In fact, it didn't. I think I need to. What I need to do? I need to do a refresh or something, or reload or something. Rename, duplicate, save the little reload. Okay. Boom. Right now, this guy is the original guy, right? Is this guy here? Now, what I want to do, ALS base character. I want to I want to restore the base character. A base character, I want to revert it. Right? Because I want the one with my inputs. I don't know if he can do it because maybe he's open here, so I see he's not liking this. Yeah. Okay, because it is open and it's not liking the fact. Okay, fine. Okay, now we have the issue because there are some locks. Okay, reverted it already. Yeah, reverted it already. Okay, so now we should have my controls set up right, but the original character. I just want to understand when we did introduce that bug. Alright, this is what I'm trying to figure out. Have you seen my screen or not? I thought you were still in the be right back thing. Okay. Okay, so let me try to do one skid. So I go like this, then I stop. He does the skid, then I go back, and it doesn't do it. Okay, so with this character it's working okay. So we did something. With this character is working okay. So we did something. Yes, we did something, and it can only be 2 files. It can only be one file. One file. It can only be this guy. The mannequin character. So we did something to the mannequin character. So that is not working anymore. How is possible? There is my blueprint. I set my skeletal mesh to be the crane torso skeletal mesh. I set my crane torso texture, the blue one. Then I add, obviously if I do it like this, I will have to redo all the pieces. It's very annoying. I have to redo all the pieces, yeah. But this means they will be the most untouched, that we ever had in a long time. Because in theory, well, I can do it only with the legs and see what it does, okay? Yeah, let's do this. Let's add only the legs. So skeletal mesh, we will call it legs. We will use the crane legs. Come on. Okay. I think that's enough, just to prove the point. Checkout selected, yes. And now we are in source control, so the problem is that it's not using the animations, obviously. It's not using the animations. Why is not using the animations? In theory it should. Because the animation is here, the animation blueprint is here. I did not change this one, right? I did not. So this guy is somehow still pointing. Ah, it is. Animation class. This is what this thing was missing. Cran anime blueprints. Okay, so now it should. Okay, now we just have the problem of the two pieces going by themselves, which is exactly the problem we had in the beginning. But that's easy. I know how to fix that. I just need to take, and I can just connect torso and so animation. I need to get no animation. I need to get my cran character. Where the cran character is not here? Because I'm not in the right folder. There it is. Okay, so I think I can copy. Yeah, even if we know it's not right, huh? But okay. So let's do it only for the lengths. Okay, so now the leg should follow the body properly. Yes. Yeah, it's a bit funny, but we just have the torso and the legs, okay? So let me see if I just do the skid. Did it do it or no? Well, he has a kind of a millisecond of it's like resetting the. Maybe you don't see it on your side, but there is a small frame skipped. But now it's very small. Before it was like a big move, you know. Now it's super small. Does this one have the feet in the right place or no? I think no. Why doesn't? Why doesn't? Because I disabled it somewhere. I don't remember where I disabled it, boys. But I think. So we copied back. Should be inside base character though, right? I really don't remember where I disable it. Or if it has to be enabled. Or if he has to be a different blueprint. I think there was the IK and not the IK, right? There were two different animation blueprint. One was IK something and the other was not. And I'm just thinking. You see there is this mannequin animation blueprint and this mannequin IK animation blueprint. Was my thing using one or the other? I don't know. Let me go back. Why we have so many? Mannequin skeletal mesh. Mannequin SK mannequin. Mannequin character mesh. Fancy locomotion character mannequin. Why we have so many copies of the same stuff? But I think it's this one anyway. Okay, now the texture is wrong, but who cares? about the texture. The problem will be it's not compiling. Ah yes, it's compiling for this. I don't remember if he has to use the IK one or. Let me just see. Now, even without IK, it is working okay. So here you have one feet up and the other down. You see? So considering I only changed, what changes did I do? I only changed the mesh, right? And I changed the animation blueprint. Right? Yes. So one thing I don't understand is okay, this is our old one. This is the one that we did. Okay. Okay. This is the one that we did. So, I think we have too many files, boys. I think I'm messing up because I have too many copies. Like you see here, I have a CRAN and in blueprint, and I think this one is the one that we originally made without advanced locomotion. Then we have this ALS, which stands for Advanced Locomotion System, so I think it's this one, and then we have the IK one. Now the difference between these two, I have no idea, but I think this one is the one I need to use. And unfortunately, my previous test, I used the other one, so my previous test was not correct. So I need to add back the legs and redo the thingy. Do we have to set on each? Really? Do we have to set on each the animation blueprint to use? Probably yes, huh? Probably yes. Probably yes. So now. Okay, did the skid. Ah, and it's moving by itself. Fuck! You see? It's moving by itself. It's like resetting to a certain position. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's like if it thinks that it's still moving, you know, it still has the left leg in front, and it's doing one last movement by itself. And this happens only with our blueprint. Huh? And the legs are not tracking the ground. The legs are not tracking the ground. Okay, the legs tracking. Okay, but now I'm refreshing myself, you know. So I think I'm refreshing my memory. I'm refreshing my memory a lot, and so things start to come together again. So. So inside these blueprints, I have disabled somewhere. Now the problem is where, but I think it was like here at the beginning. I remember I disconnected. Problem is finding it, bro. Finding it will not be very easy because it's a pretty big set of blueprints that we have here. In theory, it should be here. It should be inside of the CRAN LS animation blueprint. It should be something that it does every frame. So in theory, it should be inside of this, right? And it should be something that it does while grounded. But this is not. What is gate in gate in English? Okay, so it's basically the swing here, because it's calculating this gate value, but I don't think he's here. Let me search for trace, and probably it's easier. Unfortunately, I didn't take a note of this thing. But I think anyway it should be a trace, right? Even if I see there is only one trace here. And it cannot be this one, because this trace is about... he's checking where the floor is to do the animation of landing. Yeah, land prediction. So it's predicting where is landing. So this is not calculate land prediction alpha. This is not the thing that we need. By the way, where is this? Is inside. So it's a function. Should be a function, but I don't see variable. Should be here. is the lean rotation. If I search feet position, set the feet position based on animation curve. I stop the blending space. But this is the. I think we should search feet or target because it needs to. No. No. No, target unfortunately is a keyword of Unreal, and so if I search target, I find everything. I don't remember where is that thingy, but I'm pretty sure that I disabled it, or maybe I even removed it completely. So maybe if I removed it completely, I can look at the. Let me look at the original one. Otherwise, maybe if I remove it, I will never find it. You know. Let me look at this one. Okay. Let me look at this one and check again for feet and see if there is anything more. By the way, is this searching on this BP? Yes, on this BP. Set feet position. But it's not this. It's not this. I need to find it. I don't know where is it. So O is here and I don't see it because feet position X and Y, but you see it's not speaking about X. About Z, I mean. It's not speaking about Z, so for some reason, I mean, this is not. This is all direction. This is where the feet are stopping when it's moving. Left pivot, enter pivot. The last time well, it was like a long time ago, but many months ago. But when I searched it, I kind of found it easy. So I think I'm not searching the right keyword in the right place because I remember that I found it and I just kind of removed one of those connections to ensure that it was not moving. Anyways, in my animation, if I use is animation blueprint, it will never work, right? If I use is animation blueprint, I don't think because it will be. I can try, but I think you will not find. It will say it's not weighted for. No, it's not in terms of weight. It's in terms of. If I use this one, what happens? I have no idea what happens if I mix the two. So I'm basically using my mesh, but I'm using. Yeah, it's not moving. Okay, no. I cannot mix. It's a bad idea to mix it. I don't know if I have a trace of this. Let me see if I in Discord, but it should have been a long time ago. If I check under Discord, because I think I discussed this with someone a long time ago. I think it's pretty back in the days, though. I don't think he has a scroll that goes so back. Okay, should we just live without it for a second and just drop this thing? I mean, just keep the feet. Can I compare the two? Let me see. Can I compare? If I could compare, because I think that my CRAN animation blueprint is nothing. No, my CRAN ILS animation blueprint is nothing else that one with some small changes. Exactly. If I could compare these two, would be amazing. If I could compare these two. So if I can I force it to do it? Yes, I think I can. If I go here, wait, I think I have an idea. If I go, can I select two assets and compare? Wow! This is exactly what I needed. So if I select, yeah, the point that they have to be in the same directory or something. If I go ALS and I compare yeah, ALS is a million things, but if I filter by animation blueprints, can I filter by animation blueprints? Nice. And I select this one and this one, right? And I div selected. Wow, that is so good. I can. They're all very different, by the way. Warning: detecting differences in animation blueprint. What does it mean? Oh, in the graph. Okay. These are all the differences in this. Okay. It is just because we changed the name from CRAN to ALS. So, I mean, the opposite, from ALS to CRAN, but it's okay. But my main wow, there are no other changes. So wait a second. Here we have only the small differences, so it should not be. It is only the name changes. Am I missing something, or these are only the states? These are only the states, right? So it's not here. So it means that it's not here. Is it possible that it's not here? Interesting. Is it possible that it's not? It's not in the animation blueprint? Yeah, but there are not many other places. I mean, if it's not in the animation blueprint, the other place where it can be is in the actual blueprint itself. But that one, I just changed the model and I'm using exactly the same one. So it's impossible. I mean, the only thing that I changed here the pointer to the model and to the animation blueprint, you know. So all the rest of this, all the construction script, all the stuff, well, the construction script I changed a bit, but anyway, there is not much into this thing. So it cannot be here. And ILS based character, I didn't change it. No, it may be actually it may be here. It may be here. Let me see if I did. Wait a second. History. Last time I worked on it was the 4th of April. Wow. Okay. So, or I did it here now. Can I diff those two? Here I just changed all the inputs. That is not what I'm searching. No. I'm just checking all the differences one by one to see if I find any. No. I don't remember where I disabled it and if I disabled it, and so I don't remember that. Let me search just here if I'm lucky. Disable. Ah! I found it in Discord. It's very simple, is my comment on Discord. It's very simple to disable the feet auto positioning based on the ground. Just break this link and it will remove the functionality. Okay. in mannequin IK. I can show you. It is my screenshot that I found in Discord. It's saying that I have to go in, but what is the IK one? So both are used? Oh crap, I understand that. I think that both are used then. Both are used. Really? So the animation blueprint, so the mannequin and the mannequin IK are both used at the same time. So I'm a bit confused about this. Where is this used? Mannequin IK is used by mannequin. Okay. Where? I mean, it's used by mannequin, okay, but okay. So let me check if we have one for our current system. We have for our current guy. So then when I put this here, so when I put my character, then I don't have it, right? Do you know? Do you have an idea? No, you don't. But if any of you has an idea of why he's doing this, it may be helpful to me. So basically, we have the blueprint, which is nothing else than an object you can put into the world, which is referencing as a mesh my crane, right? And character movement is the default one, so nothing else. Now, so it cannot be inside of this thing. It cannot be. This one is just referencing the animation blueprint on one side and the skeletal mesh on the other side, and okay, and the material. Okay, material is fine. So these are the only 2 pointers that I have from here. Now, inside the skeletal mesh, which is this one, right? I don't see any set. So how can this mannequin have I found it. There it is. Let me see if I search for IK, if I see it here. No. So this guy has a post-processing, this guy, I lost it already. There it is. Skeletal mesh. Post-process animation blueprint. Animation blueprint allows to run as a post-processor for this mesh. This blueprint can be run before physics, but after the main animation instance for any skeletal mesh component using this mesh. Wow. Okay, so in this case, we are running this IK animation blueprint as a post-processor. Okay, this is what it's doing. Wow. Okay. Okay, so this is why. Okay, that is the why. That is exactly the why that thing works. Okay, let's analyze a bit this IK thing. Let's analyze. This mannequin IK. Initialize animation. By the way, let me check my screenshot just to see if it was connected or disconnected. So inside mannequin IK animation blueprint, in the foot IK, okay, in the foot IK, it said just disconnect this, right? Yeah, disconnect this, and it will not do it. Okay. The problem is that if I want to apply, I mean, can we just go without it for a second? Or we really want to do it? I mean, it would be interesting to see. I mean, it would be interesting to understand, but so is my character working okay now? No. Because I need to use my CRAN animation blueprint, right? My CRAN ALS animation blueprint. Okay. So now I can add the feet if you want, just for you want the feet to be in? Okay. Granted. Okay. Now we also have the feet. So it's a bit easier to see. Okay, so now this is kind of working okay, right? This is kind of working okay. Apart from that fucking last moment that it does that. But if I change in my CRAN LS animation blueprint, right? No, in my should I do it in the mesh, in the skeletal mesh? Because in the skeletal mesh will never work, boys. Because in their case is one mesh. In my case is divided in pieces because it's a modular character. So is it working on what? Is it working on bone names or left foot bone name? Yeah, it's working kind of on names, on bone names. So it needs to know which one is the feet, and yes to know. 1 second, let me search. It needs to know who is setting this. Left foot bone name. Left foot bone name. Who is setting this thing? Get, and get. Okay, I mean, it's always get, so how do I set it? I set it here somehow. Who is setting this variable? Name of the socket of the bone to get this transform. Okay, but or you have it in the skeleton? Or you have it in the skeleton as a socket? I don't see any sockets here. Yeah, but for example, you know, it should be foot underscore L, for example, right? So, is anyone setting foot underscore L anywhere? Ah, is hard coded. Is hard coded. Is hard coded somewhere here. Where is this variable? You see default value foot L, so it's hard coded into the variable. Okay, fine. So it's okay. So it's hard coded into. So as long as I have one bone named foot L and foot, I guess it would be foot R, in my character, right? As long as I have this, there it is, default value. So I didn't say was he on the right default value. So as long as I have this value, is it in the blueprint? Is in the blueprint. Is on the animation blueprint. Wow. So as long as my okay, so I have to do this. I have to so in my mesh, I need skeletal mesh post-processing animation blueprint. But does it make sense to set it on the to set it on this? I mean to set it on the torso. I mean I should set it only on the because the problem is that I have the separate pieces now, and this is what is messing me up a bit. So if I change this to feet, is this variable different? I think so. So if I set this to cran LSIK and then I change to hands, yeah, it is going away. So okay, let's set it on feet and let's set it on legs, okay? Just to see what happens. So I've set the post-processor animation blueprint to be the IK1. And that is fine. And this is fine. Now, I've set it IK thingy. Now I just need to be sure that my skeleton has two bones that are called foot L and foot R. Actually, I do. So I have a foot R and a foot L. Okay, perfect. So it's already like this. Okay, nice, very good. So if now I go here and I move and I go to the state, something weird is happening. Something weird is happening. and is doing something, is moving. The problem is that he's doing it only for the feet. No, he's not doing it anyway. I mean, he's sensing the distance, because you see that he's sensing the difference. Because here he doesn't sense any height, but here he starts to feel it. So he understands the difference between ground, but it's not working. I mean, it's just making this a weird effect, but it's not. Let me set it on all the pieces. Let me set it also on the torso and see if it does something. Okay, so mesh, torso, post-processing. Okay. Hey Soup, the issue I'm currently looking at is the fact that there is a targeting system of the feet to ensure that when you are like on a stair, one feet stay at the ground and the other feet stays properly on the stair, like I've demonstrated before, right? So I would like to see if this system we can port and use or not. And so I'm trying to have our character, even if now it's a simple character, it's only 3 pieces, actually perform that operation. So when you are in an uneven ground like this, the one feet stays on the bottom and the other stays at the top. The problem is that what I see, at least now our character stays all together, but the left feet is not going up. It's not going up at all. The left feet is not going up. The right feet in this case is not going up. You know, the left feet should be slightly higher now. The right one should be slightly higher now, but it's not. Okay, I'm trying to understand why. So in theory, this job is done by this IK animation blueprint, which by the way has some compile errors. We have some difference in the bones. Tight L, calf L, not found in skeleton. We have some differences. There's some actual differences in the bones. It could be that the original skeleton is not compatible with our skeleton. We have a foot L. But he also wants a VB tight L calf L not found. Holy shit. VB tight L something. Which are this thing is here. VB tight L. These two things is here. Why it needs it? I have no idea, but it seems to do some calculation based on this. Now, can I have him do the same calculation on another bone? Probably yes, but I don't know exactly what that will cause. But like why? Like what is this? What is this VB? What the fuck is this? Can we just search it? VB and see if someone else had the same issue. VB tie calf. Is this VB thingy added only by advanced locomotion? It seems to be something dedicated to this. Success. The virtual bonds were the problem. Thanks for the help. Not sure what degrees in asthma you belong to. Clearly have a passion. Success. Okay, this guy said success. So something in the pages before. Let me see the previous page. Okay, you still have the same schedule mesh setting as the post processor. You see, this guy has the same problem that we have. That his left leg is not, the right leg is not going up. I have tried many times to replace the card at demo level. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Have you tried to add the virtual bones until after you retarget? I know this working with virtual bones because sometimes crash. Good idea. I load off on the virtual bone and see what happens. Either way, I stick with it until I get figured out because I definitely want to use LS in my project. So blah, blah, blah. And then after this, the same guy, Crash A51 something, says success. The virtual bones were the problem. Thanks for the help. So don't add the virtual bone until after retargeting. Then open the character skeleton, click on the tight, add VB, click on the calf, make sure to add left and right. Okay. So the virtual bone seems to be needed, but can I just add a virtual bone like without an actual bone? I don't understand. I mean, the bone is usually something that you model, right? So if I just go into the editor and add a kind of random thingy, what the hell? But okay. This guy is saying, open a character skeleton, click on the type. So it should be actually a child of this. It doesn't seem to be a child. Yes, it is a child of this. Okay. Yeah, it's a child of the type. Then you go kind of right click, add virtual bone, and then select what? And click on the calf. Holy shit. Holy shit, boys. And click on the calf. Okay, so I will have to do something like this. And then I guess it gives me the possibility to add a name. No. This case exists already. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I think it will work. So I have to go on the tight. I have to add a virtual bone. We are on the left, huh? We are on the left. Click on the calf. Yes, and actually added this thing. So we do the same thing. Okay, now we have the two VB thingies. No, yeah, our character fucked up though. I think something bad happened to our character. But okay, at the moment we don't care. I mean, I see one of these bones here. What is the other? Why the other is so fucked up? No idea. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Okay, my feet are completely fucked up. Do you think it's working? I don't think so. Well, it goes up a bit. It actually goes up a bit, but I don't know. Seems there is a rotation issue. Seems there is a rotation issue. So it's like these two things that we added are select and rotate object. Can I manipulate somehow this thing? Location, scale, bone name, reference rotation. Why there is this reference rotation kind of thingy? Okay, let me delete one and see if it goes back in place. Yes. Yes. This one seems to be more correct. I mean, it's not as short. It looks better, but I'm saying this, our character is back in the right place. Seems that as soon as I add that thingy is making a lot of mess. So but the procedure is the following. So I click on this, I do add virtual bone, and then it says that I have to select the calf. Now the calf or the calf twist? Maybe the calf twist. Add virtual bone. Now we added these two thingies. Let me see now. Our character is normal at least. No, but it doesn't. It doesn't do it, boys. It Does not do it. Now we can study the whole system and try to figure it out, and I guess we will figure it out, but I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it, but it's doing here a million calculations, a million 100 million calculations, and why is it saying that the virtual bone is not there? Wait, let me recompile it. What do you mean it's not there? Because it's called differently if I do it with a different bone. Okay. Yeah, the problem is that if I do it like this, it's fucking up my model completely. I can click on the calf, but you see the feet is completely fucked up. The feet is completely fucked up. If I do it on the calf, it's fucked up completely, boys. So I don't know if it's a good idea. Okay, now at least he likes it. Let me see if he fixes this. No. I mean, he likes it because he found the bone, but you see that he's not targeting properly anything. I think we have a problem. If I do that, look at this. Look at this. It's completely... The rotation is wrong. I mean, the rotation is fucked up. The rotation is like 90 degrees. And also the rotation is bad. Actually, it looks like it goes up a bit, no? Yeah, it goes up. It goes up. It goes up a bit. So the calculation is working, but the rotation is wrong. Yeah. The rotation is wrong. Why the rotation? Why this thing is rotated? Why this thing is rotated so bad when I, you know? Also, I cannot change the rotation because here there is reference rotation, but I cannot change the values. Like if it's stuck like this. Let me see their character. Let me see their character. If I select this thingy, why doesn't have a default reference rotation? Well, he has a rotation as well. I mean, is it the same as the tight? I have no idea. No, it's completely different. It's the same as the calf. The VB calf has the same rotation of the calf bone, but he has a very different rotation from the tight, which I think is okay. Now in my case, this thingy, yeah, it's pretty much the same rotation, slightly different, but very small difference. So it's the same. I mean, it's working like in the same way. The problem is that adding this virtual bone is fucking up my character. It's really fucking up my character. Do I have a way to change something or? Local rotation. I mean, I can fix it. No, I cannot. I can. Uh-oh. I did a Control Z after changing this rotation and everything froze. It's completely frozen. Okay, did it. I was saying, can I fix the rotation of the feet manually? Can I, like, no, I cannot. Ah, yes I can, but it's not this way. I don't understand how they are fucked up. I mean, they are fucked up, but I don't know exactly how. Let me do 1 feet at a time. So let's take this feet, okay? So this is the doesn't rotate at all. I mean, I cannot rotate it. I cannot. Any rotation I apply doesn't make any difference. Why? Can change the location, but the rotation doesn't make any difference. Well, okay, it does. Wait, it does. So now it does. The problem is, which rotation is the right rotation? I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah, now it's really fucked up. Because there is this rotation left and right of the foot, and then there is this rotation up and on the Z factor of this piece in the front. When I add this virtual bone, from the tight down, everything gets fucked up. I think in 2 directions. Ball and foot. I think it's better if I select from here so I know exactly what I'm selecting, otherwise. This rotation does absolutely nothing now. It is the only one that works. The Z of this now works. Everything else doesn't. Everything else doesn't move. This moves a bit, the left and right. This moves nothing. I don't know why when I add that thingy everything goes crazy. Do you have an idea why? Oh, cannot even see what he's doing. It's so weird. It's so weird. How do I go up and down? It's so weird what happens. It's like it's completely warped. I don't even understand what is the shape of this thing. Oh, what is the shape of this thing? If I rotate it, look at what it's doing. Is it like this? I don't get how it should be. I don't know how it should be, you know. What is the right position of this thing? I don't get. What is the. In which way it warped, you know? I don't understand in which way it warped. It warped completely, like inside out. It's kind of inside out for some reason. This doesn't move anything. Wow. So there's only one thing I can touch, which is this. Everything else doesn't do anything. This doesn't move anything. This doesn't move. Well, this moves a bit the top. I don't know, boys. It seems that we are in a pit. I mean, we are in a tough spot here. There is something going on. Do you think like this is better? I don't know. To me, it seems that it's still warped, and you know, this upper part is fully warped. Can I change the location? Let me try to change the location and see what happens. Yeah, the location kind of works. But it seems that the tip, like here, the tip of the bone just went like crazy. I don't know, just went like they went like GG. IK foot L. Actually, we have some IK thing on the foot. What is this IK thingy? I don't know, boys. This IK is doing something anyway. There's two IK left, IK right. If I delete this, what happens? Remove selected. It cannot be undone. Oh my god. Yes, do it. Okay. I did it. Now if I create the virtual bone, we should learn about virtual bones because we are doing something that we don't know what we are doing, so that's the problem. The main problem, it fucks up completely the lag. As soon as I add this virtual bone, it's fucking up my model completely. Okay, I think we spent enough time on this. Let's just learn a bit about these virtual bones because it's something I'm not fully understanding. What is this? What is this virtual bone thing? Virtual bones. What is this? Virtual bones, Unreal Engine documentation. Overview of virtual bones enable you to add IK or an unconstrained point joints on the idea, but when I add it, my mesh goes to like super bad. Hello. Is this guy speaking or no? He's not speaking. The virtual bone. You know, but when it does it on this model, nothing happens. While I do it on my model, everything fucks up. So I can try to do it on his model. Let me try to do it on his model. If I add just another virtual bone, whatever, between the upper arm, just something random, between the upper arm, virtual bone, and let's stay on the same arm. So I mean the upper arm R, I go down to the, I don't know, middle, these are the fingers, right? To the pinky R3. Yeah, nothing happens to his model. So it seems that for some reason this model is correct, our model is fucked up. You can add virtual bones without any issue. Let me add it to whatever. Yeah. It works. Whatever virtual bone you add here, it doesn't fuck up anything. Let me revert to this asset. What do you mean? What the fuck? Okay, I did something bad. I think something fucked up very badly. But it's okay. I think we can leave this function. I mean, this function I think is very hard-coded on the mannequin model. So on our character, for some reason, wow, look at this. We managed to crash the engine. Nice. Okay, this is not a problem. There is not a big problem. So, what we learned, I think I need to go to bed, by the way, because tomorrow I have to wake up early. But what did we do and what we learned? Well, actually, we refreshed our memory a lot on all this locomotion system, how it works and which pieces it requires. And in short, it requires a blueprint character for sure, the animation blueprint, and also has this additional IK animation blueprint as a post processor of the animation, which is applied only to move the feet based on the height of the terrain. We basically refreshed that. We understand it better. Now we didn't do any of the merge with our character, but I think we have much better understanding now, right? So we can understand much better how to do it. I think the IK we can completely remove. I don't think we should use it. I mean, it's very nice to have that effect, but I think also we need to figure out why our character is not working properly when adding virtual bones, because this means that there is something messed up, you know, in our let me revert this. There is something messed up in our mesh. I think there is something messed up in our mesh, or it would not do this. No, it would kind of work okay. The fact is, so I mean, our character always had a bit of an issue with rotations and stuff, so I think that some bones may be, I mean, the original skeleton may have some issue. But I think the skeleton has been redone, by the way, in Blender, just to be sure, right? Yeah, I think it did. I have to ask him. What is this? Let me see if his way is online. Doesn't seem to be online. Okay, anyway, I can ask him. I can ask him because I think that the skeleton has been redone, mimicking the one of Unreal Engine mannequin, so the basic mannequin skeleton. So I think that this is also why we have all the bones with the same names, you know, because it's been redone already with the default skeleton in mind. So I think if I look at this list and I look at the default mannequin list, I think it will be identical. Now the problem is that for this do we still have the original mannequin? I mean the Unreal Engine one. Yes, I think this one, for example. No? This one. This one I think is the base Unreal Engine one. So if I look at this skeleton, I think I should have exactly the same. Let me see if it's true or not. The same bones, right? I have this piece of IK at the top. Which here I have at the bottom, so I mean it's about the same. Let me collapse this. Yeah. So I think it's exactly the same. I have my pelvis and I have all these IK thingies. The IK, there is this bone which is, I don't know, what is it? This bone? It's kind of an isolated bone. My current skeleton. But I mean, it looks pretty much. I mean, this one is called skeleton, this one is called root, but the IK should be. It looks the same. Root, footer, yes, and then there is a root gun. Yeah, there is also a gun in theory, but okay, which we don't use, I guess. Or we will use in the future, like if we have double-handed, two-handed weapons. So there is the same. Now, if the pelvis is the same, if all the bones under the pelvis are the same, I don't know. But we can check spine 1, 2, 3, clavicle, upper arm twist. Actually, it's slightly different. Below upper arm, I have upper arm twist, yes, and then I have lower. Yeah, it's just the order is different. The order is different, but the names are exactly the same. Yeah. It's exactly identical. So I think that what Zway did, he just used the same skeleton. He just retarget then the animations in the mesh. So So in theory, you know, if the skeleton is identical, when I add this thing, it should not mess up with my geometry. It should not mess up with my geometry. Let me see if the rotations are the same, just for fun. So if I take tight L, okay, tight L, and I go here and take tight L. Okay, location is very different, but it's fine. No, rotation is completely different. So probably he didn't copy the skeleton. He had to do some manipulation of it. Rotation is completely different. Rotation is like a million difference. Like this one is 8.5. This one is like 173. If I set the same value, look at what happens. Look at what happens to the lag. So rotations are completely different. Rotations. So why is this? I have no idea, but it looks like this skeleton has been manipulated somehow. And even if the names are the same, the basic the rotations are different. And so when I add a virtual bone, everything goes to shit. Let me see if I add a virtual bone like from this to this, okay? From clavicle R. In this case, for example, for the arm, it didn't fuck up. Let me go down to the hand. Yeah, so this upper part seems to work okay. Like I added a virtual bone from here to here, and it's not messing up anything. But if I add it here, it mess up. Let me go step by step and see when we mess up. So from the tight to the calf, this is just this level, you know. Let's try to do the other level. Let's try to do calf to foot, for example. Add virtual bone, calf to foot. Yeah, also this one is not messing up anything. In fact, the only one that mess up is the one that we need. Can you believe it? Why it worked now? Why it didn't mess up here now? Because I did it between left and right. Sorry, I messed up. I did it between. I did one left with one right. Yeah, but now it didn't mess up the feet. It did not mess up the feet now. Am I doing any different than before? I think I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm doing something different? No, I don't think so. Between tight and calf, right? Now the feet didn't mess up. Why didn't mess up? No idea. Okay, let me try to save it like this. I don't know what happened, but I don't know what happened, but it seems that maybe it was something weird in memory of Unreal, and so Unreal just messing up. I mean, it's strange, but it may happen. It may happen. I don't think I have the IK set because it's not doing it. Okay, so let's go back. What was the thingy? So this one should point to this. This one should point to the post-processing stuff. Okay, which now is none. Okay, so we go for a CRAN ALS IK animation blueprint. I did it on all the pieces, right? As soon as I said this, it fucks up my character. You see? As soon as I add this preprocessor, which is probably because it's probably used in preview mode as well. Now I understand. Now I understand. Okay, so the problem is not our model. The problem is the it's pretty weird though. The problem is that in the preview, right? In the preview is already applying the IK post-processing. Oh yes. And applying the IK post-processing is fucking up. So it's applying this one. Now, what difference there is between this one and the original one? That would be a very interesting thing to know. So if I go here, I select IK, and I want to compare the mannequin IK with my CRAN IK, and I do diff selected. There are basically no differences. There's only differences in the data, but I think it's just the name or something. It's not, you know. But everything else should be identical. There can be enable food AK. Yes. So I think if I click here, my character will turn okay. You see? You see? So this enable food IK is what is fucking up our character. This one is what is making the mess. Now we will have to go inside, I think, inside the code to understand why. But what it's doing here is, I don't think it's that complex. It's only this function. I think it's only this function, you know. So it's just checking if it's set or not. Then he's searching the name of the foot bone. Then he's getting a socket location connected to that. Now I don't have a socket there, but I guess the VB thingy. I mean, I hope this is returning something. I think it is returning something. I hope. Because anyway, the mannequin doesn't have socket. I don't know why it says get socket location, you know. So I don't see any socket. You know, you can add a socket if you want, but there is no socket here. I don't know why. Maybe socket includes also bones. No idea. But he's searching for a socket location. Get socket location. I don't know why he's saying get socket location. So strange to hear the socket location. Why socket location? I think there might be something hard coded into this, which is messing up our. Anyways, getting the socket location, assuming is the location of the foot bone, okay? He's getting where he is now. He's doing a trace from that to the ground. He's doing a trace visibility by channel, trace complex in your signal self, okay? And he's trying to understand if something gets hit, right? If something gets hit, he's trying to calculate, I guess, the distance between the foot and the ground, which is this left foot offset target as a result, right? Yes, so I think that's it. Now in our case, so this thing may be, I would be interested to know if it's going through this or that. Let me see if I change this value. I need to compile it though. I think if I don't compile it, it will never show. Like if I change x by 10, now let's change it by 100 so it's easy to see. It's not moving here, meaning that it's not in this branch. Is this doing anything or no? Why this preview is not updating? Why this preview is not updating? I've disabled completely the foot IK now and it's still fucking up this time. Why is not updating? Do I need to close it? Oh shit. It looks weird. No, it's still fucked up. Enable foot IK. If I do it like this, it goes weird, right? If I remove it, it doesn't. But, I mean, how is possible if... Come on, I want to do find references. If I just removed it from here... I still here, huh? Let me remove this. Okay, so there is still the value here. Blend poses by bold. So it's doing something here, right? Which is blending what? Is blending the cached pose foot IK with a use cache pose subgraph input, which I have no idea what it means, but what is this? Reference and animation trials were in the blueprint. We evaluate the most one per frame. Use cache pose subgraph input. I think these two thingies is only here. Use cached pose foot IK. Is this a thing? Yeah, this is a thing. I don't know, boys. I think we are too deep into this thing. We are really too deep into this thing to understand what is going on. But it's saying, can we ask the internet and see if someone else had the same issue? Maybe they did. If I do like advanced locomotion and I do Unreal Engine, advanced locomotion, virtual bones. Following retargeting virtual bones, yeah, the same issue. Exactly. So if your animation don't have the IK bones following the normal bones, the legs and feet and sometimes other parts don't preview correctly even though they are retargeted correctly. You can properly solve this issue by keeping the original default value of enable foot IK set to true in the mannequin post-processing and basically don't use the solution above. However, in the same post-processing, add two copy bone nodes in the animation graph. One for the left foot and one for the right foot. The sus bone and the normal foot bone and the target IK foot bone. You want to also set copy transfer and copy rotation both to true. These two copy bone nodes get placed between the local component node and transform bone pelvis node. The solution will copy rotation from the normal bone to the specific IK bone, so they are found in the same spot. I don't know, boys. It is getting serious. We need to read all of this. There is a guy that figured it out, it seems. Are this screenshot really that small? It's very hard to read. It's nearly impossible to read. Holy moly. Okay, this is a bit too much for tonight. I don't know. Anyway, I think a lot of people had the same issue with this foot IK kind of retargeting, and it's showing for us as well. What we understood is that as soon as we enable it, even if we have the virtual bonds right, our character breaks. So I would say for now we will not use it, but I will be very interested to know if we can figure it out, because it would be a nice feature to have, but I mean it's not really required. So we can just avoid the post-processing of the IK for now, and just use, and just use it, properly, just use it normally. So without this, now our character will do everything advanced locomotion allows him to do. So including skids and shit. Apart from that small problem, we will figure it out. And jumping and stuff. The only issue will be this feet, not standing on the not say working on stairs properly, but that's okay. I mean, it's much nicer with the proper setup. It looks much nicer, I know, but at the moment, so you see the 2 feet, one is up and the other is like floating in the air while it should be. But I don't know, maybe I will spend more time offline and try to figure it out, but up to now, at least we understood it much more. Okay, with that said, guys, I really need to go. So thanks for watching, and see you soon. I don't know when, because I will be traveling for a few days, but sooner or later, don't worry. See you guys. Till the next time.